Everything from the movies and TV shows we watch to the software we run on our computers feels like a subscription. That's fine if you only use a few specialist programs, but the snowball effect adds up as you add more software as a service subscriptions. Whether you do your work on the latest iPad Pro, one of the best laptops, or a custom PC, you still need software to get those tasks done. The good news is that most paid software packages have alternative options, with many of them being free to use. Watch this video until the end. We've got something special for you today. Let's dive in. Spline. It has the awesome feature where you can just drag and drop pre-made 3D objects right into your scene. It's like building with digital Lego blocks, which makes getting started way less intimidating. This app is helpful for anyone who's new to 3D design or doesn't have hours to spend modeling every little detail. We found it particularly useful for quickly mocking up product designs or creating eye-catching website headers. If you're in marketing or run an e-commerce site, you could use this to create 3D product showcases in no time. Let's dive into what Spline actually is and how it compares to other 3D tools paid apps like Blender. Spline is this relatively new 3D design tool that's all about making 3D accessible to everyone, not just hardcore 3D artists. It runs right in your web browser, which means you don't need to download any hefty software or worry about system requirements. One thing that really stood out to us is how intuitive Spline feels compared to some other 3D programs. The interface is clean and simple, with tools that are easy to find and use. This is a big deal if you're coming from a 2D design background or if you've ever opened Blender and felt totally lost. Speaking of Blender, it's worth noting that Spline isn't trying to replace professional-grade 3D software. Instead, it's carving out its own niche as a tool for creating 3D elements for the web and apps. So if you're a game developer or 3D animator, you'll probably still want to stick with Blender. But for web designers, UI and UX folks, or anyone looking to add some 3D flair to their projects, Spline could be great. Also, one of the best features we found in Spline is its built-in physics engine. This lets you create interactive 3D scenes where objects can collide, bounce, and generally behave like they would in the real world. We had a blast setting up a simple marble run and watching the physics play out in real time. This could be amazing for creating engaging product demos or educational content that really brings concepts to life. Now, let's talk about a feature that really impressed us: Spline's export options. Unlike some 3D tools that leave you scratching your head when it comes to getting your work onto a website, Spline makes it ridiculously easy. You can export your 3D scenes as interactive web elements with just a few clicks. We were able to take a 3D logo we made and embed it on a test website in minutes. No coding required. This export feature is a huge time saver for web designers and developers. Instead of having to figure out how to render 3D elements using WebGL or 3.js, you can just focus on creating cool 3D content and let Spline handle the technical stuff. It's opening up a whole new world of possibilities for creating immersive web experiences. Another trick we stumbled upon is Spline's collaboration features. You can invite team members or clients to view and even edit your 3D projects in real time. This is incredibly useful for getting feedback or working on group projects. We could see this being a big hit in agencies or design teams that need to iterate quickly on 3D concepts. The collaboration tools in Spline remind us a bit of what Figma did for 2D design, which makes it easy for multiple people to work on the same project at the same time. This could be a huge productivity benefit, especially for remote teams or when working with clients in different time zones. Now let's talk about learning curve. One of the things that impressed us most about Spline is how quickly you can go from complete beginner to creating cool 3D scenes. The tool comes with a bunch of tutorials and templates that help you get started. We found ourselves making simple 3D scenes within an hour of first opening the program. This ease of use makes Spline a great option for designers who want to dabble in 3D without committing to learning a complex program like Blender. Another feature that caught our eye is Spline's animation tools. You can easily add movement and interactivity to your 3D objects without needing to write any code. We had fun creating a simple product showcase where users could rotate and zoom in on a 3D model just by moving their mouse. This animation capability opens up a lot of possibilities for creating engaging content. Imagine being able to show off a new product from every angle, or creating an interactive 3D infographic that users can explore. It's a great way to make your website or app stand out from the crowd. One area where Spline really shines is in creating 3D user interfaces. We experimented with designing a futuristic dashboard complete with floating 3D elements, and interactive buttons. The results were impressive, and it was much easier than trying to achieve the same effect with traditional UI design tools. This could be great for designers working on VR or AR applications, or even for creating unique user interfaces for web apps. Being able to design and prototype in 3D opens up a whole new dimension of possibilities for interaction design. Now, let's address the big question in the discussion: performance. One concern we had going in was whether browser-based 3D software could handle complex scenes without slowing to a crawl. We were pleasantly surprised by how smoothly Spline ran, even with fairly complex 3D models. That said, it's not going to compete with desktop 3D software when it comes to rendering highly detailed scenes or complex simulations. But for the kind of 3D work most web and app designers need, it's more than capable. Plus, the fact that it runs in a browser means you can work on your 3D projects from pretty much any computer with an internet connection. Another cool trick we picked up is Spline's material editor. You can create custom materials and textures right within the tool, which is great for getting your 3D objects to look just right. We had fun creating everything from shiny metallic surfaces to realistic wood grain. First up is Krita. This tool automatically saves your progress every 15 minutes, which you can adjust to fit your needs. Imagine working on a complex illustration for hours, only to have your computer crash. With Krita's autosave, you'll never lose more than a few minutes of work. This feature is especially helpful for freelance artists or students working on time-sensitive projects. Moving on to Krita's interface, we found it surprisingly similar to Photoshop. If you're familiar with Adobe's layout, you'll feel right at home in Krita. The professional look and feel of the software might surprise you, considering it's completely free. This familiarity makes it easier for artists transitioning from Photoshop or other paid software. You'll find most tools where you expect them to be, which cuts down on the learning curve significantly. Speaking of tools, let's talk about Krita's brush selection. We were impressed by the variety and quality of brushes available right out of the box. From traditional media emulators to digital-specific tools, Krita offers a wide range of options for every artistic style. What's even better is how easy it is to customize these brushes. You can tweak settings like size, opacity, and texture to create the perfect tool for your needs. This customization is useful for digital painters and illustrators looking to develop their unique style. One feature that caught our eye is the ability to open and save Photoshop files. This compatibility is great for artists who collaborate with others or work in studios that use Photoshop. You can easily switch between the two programs without losing your layer structure or effects. This flexibility allows you to use Krita for most of your work while still being able to hand off files to clients or colleagues who prefer Photoshop. Now, let's dive into a feature that's perfect for comic artists and storyboard creators, the Comic Panel tool. Krita offers a dedicated workspace for creating comic layouts, which we found intuitive. You can quickly set up your page with customizable panels, add gutters, and even create templates for consistent layouts across multiple pages. This tool is a real time saver for anyone working on sequential art projects. Another standout feature is Krita's animation capabilities. While it might not replace dedicated animation software, it's more than capable of handling frame-by-frame animation and even offers onion skinning. This makes Krita an excellent choice for artists looking to dabble in animation or create animated GIFs for social media. The animation tools are easy to use and integrate seamlessly with Krita's painting features. One aspect of Krita that we can't praise enough is its performance. In our experience, Krita runs smoothly even on older or less powerful computers. This is a significant advantage for students or hobbyists who might not have access to high-end hardware. We found that we could work on large, complex files without experiencing significant lag or crashes, which is impressive for free software. Let's talk about Krita's layer management system, which we found to be both powerful and user-friendly. You can easily group layers, filter them by name, and even copy layers between documents. This organization is crucial for complex illustrations or designs with many elements. We appreciated the ability to use layer masks and adjustment layers, which gives you non-destructive editing capabilities similar to those in Photoshop. For those interested in digital painting, Krita's brush stabilizers are a godsend. These tools help smooth out your brush strokes, which is especially useful if you're working with a mouse or a less sensitive tablet. We found this feature helpful for creating clean line work or smooth gradients. It's like having a steady hand assistant, which can really elevate the quality of your digital artwork. Also, one of Krita's newer features that we've come to love is the two-point perspective assistant. This tool makes it much easier to create accurate perspective drawings. You can set up vanishing points and snap your brush to the perspective grid, ensuring that your architectural or environmental drawings look spot on. This feature is a huge time saver for concept artists or anyone working on scenes with complex perspective. Krita's color management tools are another area where the software shines. We were impressed by the range of color spaces and profiles available, which is crucial for artists working in both digital and print mediums. The color selector tool is intuitive and offers various modes, including an advanced color wheel that we found particularly useful for color theory applications. Let's not forget about Krita's text tools, which, while not as advanced as those in Photoshop, are more than adequate for most digital art needs. You can easily add text to your illustrations, adjust font styles, and even wrap text around shapes. This is particularly useful for creating posters, book covers, or adding captions to your artwork. One feature that we found useful is Krita's symmetry tool. With just a few clicks, you can set up mirror symmetry or even radial symmetry for your drawings. This tool is perfect for creating mandalas, intricate patterns, or ensuring that character designs are perfectly symmetrical. It's a real time saver and can help you create complex designs with ease. Krita's resource management system is another aspect that impressed us. You can easily import and organize brushes, patterns, and textures. This makes it simple to expand your toolkit with resources from the active Krita community or to create and save your own custom resources. We found this particularly helpful for developing a consistent style across multiple projects. For those interested in creating textures for 3D models, Krita offers a wraparound mode. This feature allows you to create seamless textures by automatically wrapping your canvas. We found this tool incredibly useful for creating tileable textures for game development or 3D rendering projects. Alright, Krita's transform tools are another area where the software excels. You can easily rotate, scale, and skew your artwork or selections. What's more, Krita offers non-destructive transform masks, which allow you to apply transformations to layers without permanently altering the original content. This flexibility is invaluable for experimenting with compositions or making adjustments late in the creative process. Next up is Shotcut. One of the coolest aspects of Shotcut is its drag-and-drop functionality. This simple feature makes it incredibly easy to get started with editing, especially if you're not a tech expert. If you're used to more expensive software like Adobe Premiere Pro, you'll notice Shotcut feels much lighter and faster to use. For creators working with a tight deadline, like social media managers or content creators posting regular videos, being able to quickly add media files without extra steps can save loads of time. All you have to do is drag your video or audio files straight into the timeline and you're good to go. This ease of use, combined with the ability to create multiple tracks in the timeline, makes it ideal for projects like YouTube tutorials or short films, where you're dealing with a mix of footage, audio, and effects. The more efficient the process, the more you can focus on the creative side of editing. In terms of multiple tracks, Shotcut supports editing with various file formats and resolutions on a single timeline. Think about it, you're a travel vlogger and you've filmed some clips on a DSLR in 4K, others on a GoPro in HD, and a few shots on your phone. Normally, you'd have to convert these files to the same format before editing, which can be tedious and time-consuming. But with Shotcut, you can throw them all into the same timeline and start editing right away. It's super convenient for projects where you've sourced footage from different cameras, and even more so if you're working with multiple collaborators. This flexibility makes Shotcut an excellent choice for freelance editors who often juggle various file types from clients. No need to stress about incompatibility issues, since Shotcut handles it all seamlessly. Now, let's dive into filters, one of the most fun and creative parts of Shotcut. The software comes with a range of filters that can add extra flair to your videos, such as blurs, color adjustments, and even an old film effect that makes your footage look vintage. For example, if you're editing a family montage and want to give it a nostalgic feel, the old film filter can make the entire project look like it was shot decades ago, complete with grain and scratches. Another scenario could be when you're working on a corporate video and need to adjust the lighting quickly. With the brightness and contrast filters, you can bring out more detail in poorly lit scenes or tone down the brightness of an overexposed shot. Shotcut's filters are built right into the software, which means you don't have to worry about downloading third-party plugins like with some paid editors. This all-in-one feature set is handy for anyone, from YouTubers to small business owners making their own promotional videos. Next, Shotcut has a unique approach to transitions. Instead of selecting transitions from a separate menu, you create them by overlapping two clips on the timeline. This might sound a little unusual if you're coming from more traditional video editors, but it's actually a very intuitive process once you get the hang of it. For example, say you're working on a music video, and you want to smoothly transition between two scenes. perhaps from a wide shot of a band to a close-up of the drummer. You simply overlap the clips, and Shotcut automatically applies a crossfade. From there, you can adjust the transition by right-clicking and selecting from a range of options like a wipe or a fade. This feature is particularly helpful for editors who want to add polish to their videos without spending hours fine-tuning each transition. It's quick, efficient, and allows for a fluid workflow, which makes it perfect for event videographers or anyone dealing with long-form content. Another area where Shotcut shines is its support for audio editing. Not only can you edit the audio that comes with your video files, but you can also add external audio tracks. This is crucial for content creators who rely heavily on voiceovers, background music, or sound effects to enhance their videos. Suppose that you're a podcaster who's decided to start posting video versions of your episodes. You've got your audio recorded separately, and now you need to sync it with your video footage. Shotcut makes this easy by allowing you to drag and drop the audio file into its own track and then move it around until it's perfectly synced with the video. You can also adjust the volume at specific points using keyframes, which is great for creating smooth audio fades in and out. Whether you're an independent filmmaker or a YouTuber who adds a lot of commentary to your videos, Shotcut's audio capabilities will help you get the sound just right. Overall, Shotcut's combination of professional-grade features and user-friendly design makes it a solid alternative to Adobe Premiere Pro, especially for anyone who doesn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on video editing software. So those are our takes on the best free open-source alternatives to paid apps, each with its unique benefits and features. We hope this video gives you a good idea of the possibilities and helps you make the right choice for your needs. Let us know if you have any further questions or would like to share your thoughts in the comments below.